See? She says, that's mine. And then she thinks that's mine. See? Good. Good. Come on. Yes, that's a good. Yo. That's good. Just about to correct her, she stopped herself.
Look at that. That could be a fight. Because Zara comes over and says, no, I want him to pet me. He's mine.
Yeah.
That's why structure is going to be so important now.
But you definitely don't want to do what I just did. And yeah, you don't want to do that. This is their first time together, so I'm getting the feel for what's up. So the only thing holding this together right now is that I have a little bit of a relationship with each of them. They respect me enough where, and I just spoke to them. I told her that this is mine, and I told her that this is mine. So now they're respecting each other because they don't want to mess with something that they view as mine, right? So I told her when I first let her out that I claimed her. All right, and then I came over and I claimed her from her. And that was the beginning. Good. So you see they're keeping their eye on me. Good. Good. What I didn't do is say, okay, guys, go play. You know what I mean? Go have fun. Go, you know.
Oh, no, there's a fight.
All right, good.
Yeah.
I started by using the relationship and claiming. So, especially for her, because this is the one that I'm worried about. I'm not saying that she can't be a problem. She can't.
Yes.
100%. But I'm worried that if there is a fight, this girl is powerful.
Yeah. It won't stop. Yeah.
It's not just one, you know, it can be bad. She bites too.
Yeah, she's been, I stopped it, but she'll snap, growl, and, I don't want to say bark, but like scream, growl, if she's eating and Sparkle walks by her crate.
Yeah. The resource thing. Mm-hmm. Right. So thinking like along those lines, I claimed each dog. That's buying us some good grace here where they're leaving each other alone. Where if I didn't do that and I just let them into the yard and kind of stood back and see what they were going to do, I think we would probably see something like, it's chilly. Yeah, probably chilly. I would imagine it would happen within the first minute or two.
Yeah.
Because she might go up on her. She's not going to like that. Even when Riggins goes up on her, she's moving around. She's not letting him sniff, right? When I'm talking about Zara. Zara's not very social. And she gives vibes like she's going to be aggressive. Good. That's a good girl. Don't do that.
Hadi ku kroat. Iya semua. Ako na niyo mix. I doubt. Not that. Pumpkin. Yeah, particularly kroat.
Good. So now the rule moving forward is going to be if I'm loving on her, and Zara has to stay away. If I'm loving on Zara, then Yotie's got to stay away. Good. Right? That's what Yotie's learning right now. I gave her a couple corrections there.
People don't understand how valuable that is. Mm-hmm. I just got an email over the weekend saying 2 housemates got into a nasty fight because one was on the couch with the owner and the other just walked by. Attacked.
Resources.
Yep.
They fight over resources. She's already been known to fight over resources. I'm sure she would do the same. Yep. So I'm a resource.
Yep. And this is a scenario where, hey, Josh is petting Zara. Here comes Yotie trying to get some pets. Zara attacks Yotie. That's a common scenario that we hear about.
And people don't understand why it happened a lot of the time. So they say, I don't know what happened. The thing is you're a resource. Don't allow yourself to be a resource. Be the leader, and they won't treat you like a resource. If they treat you like a resource, meaning I'm petting her and she comes up and gets in between or vice versa, that's a liability.
Yeah.
All right. And if they're treating you like a resource, you probably don't have control anywhere else in life. All right. So now I'm going to swap. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to pet on her.
Look, she chose it.
Zara gets it.
Chose to leave.
Zara gets her. She gets the hierarchy talk that I'm speaking to her. And the good news is dogs get this type of talk. It's the people that don't get the talk, right? So I can guarantee you that somebody who saw that a moment ago where I told her to stay away said, ah, guarantee it. And all those ahs are why we're seeing
Let her having dog fights.
100%. Or they have an easy set of dogs, so they're not going to see that. But if you get a dog who's a little bit more, thinking about hierarchy, willing to fight over resources, phoned. Right? All right. I'm going to do it again with Zara. Zara. Hey, Zara. Good. Because Yotie is going to be a problem, man. That's fine. That's fine. It's good. Good girl. So I seen Zara did something very important there. The reason why we didn't have an issue was because of her.
She stopped and looked at you.
Stopped herself. She was about to take care of the situation. You've seen it. Tense, going back, and she stopped herself and looked up at me.
Take care of us. Her constant movement is an issue.
Yeah. And coming over to the rear, disrespectful. So she let me deal with it. I did deal with it. So she's seen that worse. So she's going to say, okay, so I'm uncomfortable. Just hold still. Look at my owner, handler, whoever's leading in that moment. They're going to come over and deal with it. Same thing I taught all of our dogs. When you're uncomfortable, I'm coming. Don't worry. You can come to me, by the way. You can run away from that dog and get over to me, and I'll keep all the dogs away. She hasn't learned that one yet, but she'll learn that. But also, I will deal with it. If you try to deal with it, now you're in trouble too. Right? Good.
Would you say it's a little more difficult of a dynamic being the same sex?
I would say that.
Yeah. We tend to see more fights between housemates between either two males or two females, not one male and not one female.
Absolutely. And the reason being is because a male would see the female as a resource, and it'll see another male as a
Competition.
Same with two females. They see each other as competition, where they'll see the opposite sex as more of a possible resource, right? I know Riggins is going to see the females more of a resource and the males more of competition to that resource. All right. And I'm not saying that they can't see each other as competition because they're both hungry and there's food. Yes. You always will have that layer with dogs, no matter the sex. But you have the extra layer of, two males, female around. They're going to compete over the female. They're not fighting the female. They're fighting each other for the female. So sometimes you can see, and then also you'll see a little bit easier of submission with the opposite sexes. One will submit easier to the other one. You get two of the same sex, sometimes you get more of that. It's just something that we noticed.
Yeah.
Not that you can't have issues.
Yeah.
Less likely.
Look at the corgis.
Yeah, they're not the same sex though, and there you go.
Yep.
So it can happen.
It can happen.
And so that's not like bulletproof, but it is a little. Typically, you have a better chance of things going well. Also, temperament matters. If there's one that's super submissive and there's one that's more dominant, you might be okay. It's when they're a little too close in dominance. They're both a little willing to kind of stand their ground and fight over resources. Then you're going to see them go at each other. If one takes a very submissive and respectful role, they can oftentimes live with a dog that is more dominant because they're going to avoid the confrontation. Here we go. And she's learning with this. Good. Come here, Zara. Good girl. Good. Greg, I want to show her that I can keep him away. Watch this. Greg. Good boy. Now, out. Good dog. She just stopped herself. It was on her way over here, and then she stopped herself and started sniffing. That sniffing was just a distraction. Just be like, I'm not going over.
Yeah, I'm not.
Just a common signal she's throwing out there to try to keep the conflict down. She's more social, though. So we noticed that with her interaction with Riggins.
But she's younger.
More willing to say hi and let him sniff. What you've seen from Zara was her holding herself together, looking at me, coming over to me to get out of the situation. She did not like the interaction with Riggins just now, even though he wasn't being inappropriate. She hasn't enjoyed I haven't seen her enjoy any interaction with any dog yet. I see her more concerned about wanting to tell them off. Give me my space. Right? So you're going to be using structure to keep things safe, meaning we can keep her here, we can keep her here. They won't move because we have that respect in the commands. That's safety. That structure is going to keep us safe. The other thing we need to use is our relationship. If we have a strong relationship, a proper relationship with both of them, meaning we have their respect and their trust, then in these moments that could be a liability, we have a little bit of a grace period where we'll just like, poof, that could have went wrong if they were with the wrong people, right? We have that little bit of cushion where if there's an accident, like they accidentally kind of one up on each other and we didn't mean for them to, we might actually get a little bit of a buffer where they're not going to fight because of the respect from us, and then we can go over and deal with the situation. Just another layer of safety is the relationship. If the relationship's intact, they'll listen to you better too. So you're not struggling trying to get this one to do something, struggling to try to get this one to do something, and then it all falls apart. So as you hear us say all the time, that relationship is very important. That they view, and you can see it. You can see the way that they're looking at me, and they're not, they're keeping stationary. They're not trying to ruffle the feathers. They're not walking around like they own the place. They're waiting for me to then say what we're going to do next. That's all relationship. That's not the command. She's not in the command. She's not in the command. All right? The commands are going to be good so that we can move them around and keep things clean. But they'll start fussing with those commands if they don't respect the person that's giving them. Even with the caller, you'll get what you want from them. You will, but they'll fuss about it a little bit unless you got that relationship nice. So you got to concern yourself about that. Good. Break. Good. That's better. That's better. You go. Break. The first time together, I believe they haven't let them together.
They did with another trainer, both muzzled, and that trainer was like throwing bags of something on the ground.
Good meat together.
Yeah.
Kind of together. Right. So we're doing it without the muzzles because I wanted to see. I felt like we could, but also with the muzzles on, they don't act authentic.
Yeah.
With it off, you're going to get more.
Right.
Of how they really feel. The